Hey, what's up? It's Tony from Street Church. Welcome to the Inside Job Podcast. Hey, this is our second and our last week of a series that we have called Die Empty. Two really important words, I think. In every message I preach, in every teaching I get to teach, in every group I get to facilitate, in every podcast, that's my one overriding message that I want to nail home at the end of the day. I want to encourage people to empty out the gas tank. So at the end of their life, they can feel as though they've died empty, that they've died finished. I mean, wouldn't that be great, right? If at the end of our lives, we could feel as though the grave has not taken anything from us, but we have went there empty. We all have people in our lives, whether it's in our family, at work, whatever, that are suffering, that are going through it. I mean, fill in a blank. It could be poverty, mental health, emotional health issues, anxiety, depression, trauma, whatever. So many different things. And, they need what you have. They need what we have. They need us to be salt. They need us to be light. And, salt always makes things better and light always makes things brighter. And in order for us, I believe, to accomplish that goal of dying empty, I believe it's all about emptying out the gas tank, right? I mean, we're all wired with potential, with strengths, with giftings that we were created to impart into other people's lives, right? That we were meant to pour out into people's lives who are suffering, who are going through things that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy, right? And I mean, I think we're never going to be able to feel like we have finished our course and that we have died empty unless we're willing to pour out, spill out into other people's lives all of the giftings and strengths and potential that is within us. And we really need to look no further than Jesus as our ultimate example. There's this scene when Jesus is at the end of his life and he's washing the disciples' feet. And, after he finishes, he does not say, okay, now everybody get in line and take turns washing my feet. No, he says, okay, I've set an example for you so that you will do likewise to one another, right? And unless we're willing to assume that posture and be willing to, by assuming that posture in other people's lives, serve them with whatever potential, with whatever strengths, with whatever giftings that we have, we're never going to be able to say, I've died empty. I have finished. There's this scripture in Philippians chapter 2. It's really crazy, right, if you think about it. So in Philippians chapter 2, the Apostle Paul says this. He says, count one another as more significant than yourselves. It's like, that's crazy, right? What if people live like that, right? What if we embody that? So what does that actually mean? Count one another as more significant than yourself. Well, I'll tell you what it does not mean. It does not mean that you're walking around thinking that other people are more important than you are, right? What that word count means is that you are intentionally assuming a posture as other people are more valuable and significant than you are. You're assuming the posture as though they are. You're assuming the position and the posture of a servant and spilling out and and pouring out all of your potential, all of your strengths, all of your giftings into other people's lives who are suffering, who are hurting, right? That's what that means. So, I think if we're to be people who at the end of our lives, who can look in a mirror and say, you know what? I've died empty. The grave has not taken anything from me. I think that if we're going to be able to say that, then we have to be people who assume the position, who assume the posture, as other people are more significant than us, and be willing to pour out or to spill out all of the potential and all of the giftings that God has imparted us with. And only when we do that will we be able to say, hey, I'm good. I've emptied out the gas tank. I have died empty. One for the road. Don't make the cemetery any richer than it already is. And remember, count each day a new life. Hey, I'll see you guys next week. Have a great week. We got something super special planned for you. Have a great one. Bye.